2 people are dead after 2 planes collided in Arizona. But this is a tale of 3 aircraft at a busy, uncontrolled airport. Details are now breaking, but this is what we know. The accident happened just after 8 a.m. at Marena Regional Airport in Arizona. The first aircraft was a 2015 Cessna 172 carrying 2 passengers. The aircraft was operated by AeroGuard Flight Training Center, which is a flight school based out of Arizona and Texas. The second aircraft was a home-built 2001 Lancer 360 Mark II. These are popular high-performance home-built composite aircraft. The airport is uncontrolled, which means there's no air traffic control tower, and planes are required to provide their own spacing between each other. But there's an interesting catch that we'll get to in a minute. The main accident sequence starts at about 8:20 in the morning when our first Cessna was just lining up to land. A second 172 is lined up behind it with our Lancer 360 number 3 to land. Those 172s are designed to be docile, slow landing aircraft, which are great for students. But those Lancers, they're high performance aircraft. So high performance that they're often used for air racing. As such, they typically land at much higher speeds. And this approach was no different, with the Lancer approaching between 80 and 90 knots compared to the Cessna's 50 to 60. But at the last minute, the Lancer pulled up and went around, bypassing the landing 172. But the other 172 in front and the Lancer stayed in the pattern, going for another circuit. Now this is where things turn tragic, because once again, that Lancer overshot a 172. That landing 172 was performing touch and goes and climbed up into the path of the Lancer that was doing another go-around. Some witnesses say the 2 planes' wings touched. What we do know is that the 172 was able to continue flying and come around to land safely. The Lancer wasn't so lucky and crashed into a ditch just in front of them. It's unclear why the Lancer pilot was unable to provide adequate separation on both these landing attempts. We don't know who was flying the Lancer, but we do know it was owned by a highly accomplished NASA engineer who built this plane more than 20 years ago. Both of these planes were equipped with active ADS-B, but visibility might have been compromised as they were flying towards the rising morning sun. The Lancer also has a very long engine cowling, reducing forward visibility. This is done to accommodate a much larger engine for higher speeds. But it could explain why the Lancer was unable to see the Cessna until the last second. But that begs the question, why was this extremely busy airport without an air traffic control tower? This airport is used by several local flight training schools, and looking at the flight radar data in the area, you can see a substantial amount of flight training traffic. Due to the amount of traffic, the airport was added to the FAA's Federal Contract Tower Program. This program was created to award grants to develop and install new air traffic control towers. But delays from the pandemic put construction of the tower 18 months behind. The original tower opening date was December 2024. Only 2 months ago. So far no names or video have been released, but we're going to be following this one closely.